Hey there, folks. Francis Vapes here. Today's video, and I haven't been posting a lot of videos lately, so sorry guys, haven't been up on it. My new juice company, well, not my new juice company, but my juice company is getting some new stuff, some redesign. I'm going to be growing a lot more, so I've been spending a little more time on that recently. And by the way, it's Nostrum. Nostrum vapor.com, and I have a couple different lines. There'll be more information on that website as time progresses. Right now it's just a coming soon, it's a preview page, but there are email addresses in case you're interested in trying the juice. But today's a great video, okay? I gotta say, what the fuck, Kangertech? Why? Okay, I don't know, I've been through 6 or 7 at least, maybe more like 10 of these nickel coils for this Subtank, okay? And for one, they never read 0.15. I don't think I've ever had one that said 0.15. For two, maybe it's just me. I don't know. If I'm doing something wrong, please put something in the comments to help me out, man. But what I've noticed is that sometimes they vape really great at first, and then they just stop working so great. I don't know what the problem is. The vapor production goes down. This one, after I used it for like a couple hours, that just the flavor started getting really bad, you know. And I think that like my Subtank minis, I was experiencing problems with them. The connection wasn't so great, maybe, and like, you know, so I decided to put one in my full size Subtank to see how that went, and it's just. Okay, so here it is. It's reading 0.14, which is the closest I've got to 0.15 on one of these yet. And of course, this is backwards again. No camera yet. No new camera. And 40 watts, which doesn't really matter because, you know, it's not going to use all 40 watts. And I have it set to 530 degrees. This thing should be cranking. Okay, so this is what I get. Now, that's one of the better hits that I've gotten out of this. That's about the best it gets. But to me, at 530 degrees in a nickel coil, it really should be really producing a lot better. Now, what I notice is immediately the temperature drops as soon as it gets an initial, like, bam, hit, and then it goes, whew, and it dives down, and the wattage just, and if you watch. Okay, now, that's normal, but. So it uses up that juice, and then bam, temperature protect, right? So like the first hit might be okay, and then it doesn't look that bad on the camera, but I'm telling you, there's like it goes to ice cold as soon as I hit it. That one burned. That was a burnt hit just now. Temperature control. Out of all the devices I own with temperature control, this one has actually been the most accurate. It is the one that has worked the best. It's a clone chip. I mean, yeah, it works and it's okay, but I mean, if I put something else on here with a nickel coil in it and I had it at 532 degrees or 530 degrees, it would be just cranking. I don't know. It should be. It's pretty mediocre. I think that my 0.5 Kanthal coil does better than this. It's just not. It's like a cold vape at best. And at the end, it burnt. Like I said, everything else I've put on this device, I have not experienced any of those issues with. But every Subtank I've put on any device, I've always had issues with the nickel wire in it. And it's just not, for one reason or another, it's just not working well. These hits that I'm getting, they don't taste good, you know? Okay, so here's a little experiment. Because, yes, I set the resistance when the coil was room temperature. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to let this thing cool down for a second, and I'm going to put it back on and set the resistance. Okay, here we are. Tank has been cooled down. Okay, push the button. It says check atomizer. Sometimes you got to do that with temp control devices. I don't know why that is. It just has to see that something has changed, and then it kind of resets. I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but it seems to work for me when I experience resistance setting problems, you know. So I'm going to screw this on here. I know it's backwards, guys. Until it asks me, new coil on, same down. Or up. Yeah, new coil on. I don't even know why it says that. Anyways, I didn't press anything yet, but if I push this, it'll ask me again. I say yes, new coil. 0.14. Now I even have made sure that my connection is really tight. You can see there's even just a hairline gap in there. See that? If I move my finger back here, you can, or my thumb, you can see that there's just a little gap, so I know it's a tight connection. So let's try it again. By the third hit, it's cold. And it's really not, for those long drags at 530 degrees, it should be like plumes of dense, thick, flavorful vapor. It just... First one was good, the second one was mediocre. By the third one, it's cold and flavorless. And that one burnt. It's the same thing every time. Watch this. I got a Derringer sitting over here that I've been using on this device. Make sure it's, although it should be. I'll screw this on here. New coil on, same down, although it should say up. Whatever. 0.14, same resistance. Now, there's no juice in there. That's without any juice. I mean, it's dry as a bone. So watch when I put some juice on here. Legend D juice, company out of California. Really great juice, guys. And matter of fact, I usually don't do... excuse me. I usually don't do anything that's that high of a PG ratio. These are like 70-30s and 60-40s. But in the Derringer, I can put anything in this Derringer, and it's just great. So I've been dripping this stuff, and the flavor's phenomenal. So here I go. That's what it should be like. Thick, dense, flavorful vapor. 3 hits. Same resistance. Not cold. Not flavorless, not thin. So I don't know. This is a gripe. Kanger, I don't know what's going on. And everybody else, I don't have many subscribers, so I don't know why I'm saying. It's not like Kanger's watching this. But if I'm doing something wrong somehow, because I have a troubleshooting checklist when it comes to this stuff. 1, did I set my coil at the appropriate temperature? 2, are my connections being made well? And 3, is there enough juice and wicking happening? And maybe that's it. Maybe they just don't wick that well, and I'm expecting too much out of it. Maybe you just got to let it sit between every 2 hits. I don't know, but I'll take this any day over that. This little setup right here, it's great. Fits in my pocket. Simple nickel build. There's like no maintenance involved with this. The connections haven't loosened up. I don't experience any dry hits or burning. I don't experience any temperature fluctuations or anything like that. So I know the device works properly. I know it's not the device. There's way more variables to go wrong when I'm using a dripper with a nickel build that I put in than there is with a pre-built Kangertech coil, which is not supposed to have any problems. But I'm telling you, I've been through like 10 of these things, and I just can't get them to work the way they should. If I put a Triton on here, or an Atlantis V2, or a Arctic, or the Sigelli Elite tank, if I put any of those on there and I run my 530 degrees, 9 times out of 10, dude, I got to turn it down, you know, because it's not enough airflow to keep it cool enough or whatever. But except for the Atlantis V2, there's ridiculous amounts of airflow in that tank. But I don't get it. Maybe you guys can have some insight, leave some comments if you think I'm doing something wrong, if you can figure out some way to make those things work the way they're supposed to. I gave up on Kanger temp control, man. I just put Kanthal in them and run them like that, you know, as like no hassle tanks, you know, put a bunch of menthol in it and, you know, whatever. So, anyways, just a great video. Sorry if you watched it and you didn't get anything out of it or you're irritated by my griping. And thanks for watching those that like to watch my videos. And with that, I'm out, guys.